Now only on 5, a surprising consequence of the heroin epidemic sweeping our area.
Life-saving organ donations are on the rise. Our Paul Kiska has an in-depth look at how more families are helping others in the wake of tragedy, Paul.
Well, Frank and Lee, to put this epidemic into perspective, in 2006, 49 people in Cuyahoga County died from heroin overdoses. Last year, close to 300 people died from either heroin or from heroin mixed with the drug fentanyl. And while those numbers are startling, many local families are trying to cope with their heartbreak by saving lives.
Adam was an amazing young man. He was a football player and a former Boy Scout.
Marlene Shea told me her son was an athlete in high school. Adam was injured and started taking painkillers to cope. Marlene says that from there he transitioned to illegal drugs for his pain and eventually got hooked on heroin. Adam died from an overdose 2 years ago. He was 21 years old.
When Adam got his new license at age 21, he had made the decision to be an organ donor. And we thought, well, okay, well, that's a wonderful decision. Who knew 6 months later that we would be honoring that decision?
Adam's family donated his kidneys and pancreas, saving the lives of 2 women.
Extremely generous soul.
LifeBank handles organ donations in Northeast Ohio.
Our overdoses have increased by 50% in less than 2 years.
LifeBank's Chief Hospital and Clinical Services Officer Heather McKessa told me there's a major shift in the cause of death in donor candidates, and she says it's connected to the heroin crisis. In 2013, deadly overdoses resulted in 19 donor candidates. There were 25 in 2014, and that number shot up to 40 last year due to heroin.
The organs are always viable we do many different tests with each of our donors, and just because someone passes away through an overdose and drug usage, it doesn't necessarily rule them out for organ donation.
Leave no doubt, LifeBank and this mom would love to see the heroin epidemic go away.
It's a horrible tragedy, but this is something that can allow them something beautiful to come out of such a devastating thing.
He gave the gift of life. He really did.
Adam's mom does speaking engagements talking about the importance of organ donation. LifeBank says one donor can save up to 8 lives and help up to 50 people. Lee and Frank?